I'm telling you, ghosts, demons, angels, it don't matter, whatever you want to call them. Aliens, I believe they're all just on a different frequency, so we can't see it. But I think that they can be seen if they want to be seen. But I don't know nothing about nothing. What's good, everybody? I'm Brandon. Hey, bro, today I'm about to do a video from Most Amazing Top 10. I haven't done them in a minute. Shout out to the homies. How y'all been, bro? How y'all been? I see y'all still flourishing. I'm glad. This one right here is titled Top 10 Creepy Ghosts That Saved Lives. Y'all requested it. Don't trip me now. I got y'all. Now, this is already a long video. It's a 13-minute video, so I'm not going to pause it. If I have anything to say, I'm just going to speak over the motherfucking video. You feel me? Before I hop into it, leave a comment down below. Let me know what y'all want to see me react to next. We're going to see 10 creepy ghosts that save lives. Alright. Shout out to the ghosts that's out here saving lives, man. Shout out. They in the spirit world, you know what I'm saying? Or the 5th dimension, or maybe even another dimension. You know, who knows what dimension is the spirit world. But they're in the spirit world, and they coming over here to save us. That's cool. I appreciate it. I'm ready hopping into it. Let's go.
What's up, Top 10 fam? Hope you're having an awesome day. I'm your host, Eamon Hassan, and welcome back to another video. So I feel like ghosts have a pretty bad rep in general. They possess people, they throw stuff around the house, they're scary, and the list could go on. But there have been instances where they've helped us in ways we could never repay them for. And before I start, I actually just wanted to say thank you to one of our subscribers, FairyChild11, for giving us this video idea. Shout out to you. And with that being said, these are the top 10 creepy ghosts that saved lives. Starting us off at number 10 is the Ladies' Man. So this story originates in Zimbabwe and is about the ghost of a dreadlocked man who calls himself Bongani. According to residents living in Bulawayo, whoever has met Bongani reported him being quite nice and well-mannered and helpful.
That's how I would be if I was a ghost.
Court women. Problematic, but I mean, a man's gotta eat. Lol, kidding, no. Either way, Bongani came with a catch, and that was he didn't talk to guys at all. Many women have met him at night, and despite all saying they'd be scared of meeting a man that late at night, they all said they didn't feel threatened by him at all, and they instantly just trusted him. Now, aside from being a smooth criminal, Bongani is a bit of a hero as well. One night, a woman was attacked by 4 men who dragged her to a nearby cemetery intending to gang rape her. Just as they were about to start, they saw a flash of light in the distance which reappeared close to them a few seconds later. The light then turned into Bongani, and the men freaked out over the ghost and ran away. Let's put him as the starting one, because like, who wouldn't love a ghost like that? Like, yes, Bongani. Yes. Coming in at number 9 is the String. So this one really warmed my heart despite how savage it is. So way back when people still rode in horse-drawn carriages, a New Jersey farmer called Charles Henry Durand was going home one night. All of a sudden, in the middle of the road, his horse just stopped moving, refused to go further, and just started trembling. And keep in mind that animals can sense things that aren't there, i.e. ghosts, before we can.
It's not stuff that's not there.
The air around Charles grew heavy, and a light in the distance
just different frequency we can't pick up, but animals can.
Wagon. Scared and also too scared to run, Charles stayed put and heard the figure say there's danger at home, stay away until morning, and at that point he recognized the voice as his dead wife's. He listened and then went home probably 30 minutes later and noticed a locked window was now unlocked. Inside he found muddy footprints everywhere and noticed a string in the dark. He moved it with his umbrella and a gunshot sailed straight past him. Had he not seen the string or had a warning from his wife, he would have walked straight into that string, triggered the gun, and gotten shot right in the chest. Dude, dang. I told you guys, happy wife, happy life. Charles must have been doing something right while she was alive. Yes, Charles, we love a good husband. Now, Pawleys Island in South Carolina is one of the oldest summer resort towns on the East Coast. I mean, it has amazing beaches, views, and it has a resident ghost. The Grey Man is an apparition dressed in pirate clothes, and the story goes that he appears before the onset of any hurricane, and whoever is lucky enough to see him will be spared from the damage, and so will their house. And that's useful as hell, considering there have been like 5
Okay, listen. I just gotta say this, bro. I gotta pause the video and say this. This is the only time I'm pausing it. I don't know why, but I'm attracted to her. I don't know, bro. She's attractive. Look, I just spit. That's disgusting. But she's attractive, bro. I don't know. She got that nerdy little, I don't know.
Hurricanes in the area over the years, and apparently he's appeared before every single one of them. reliable. We like a reliable ghost.
She's like a sexy
And
librarian or
then
something.
hear it from the horse's mouth itself. Back in 1989, longtime residents of the area, Jim and Clara Moore, walking along the beach when they saw a man walking towards them. Jim was just about to say hi to the man when he vanished altogether, and then a while later, Hurricane Hugo hit the neighborhood. Every home in the Moores neighborhood was completely destroyed except theirs. Coincidence? I think not. In another incident, a fisherman saw someone waving to him on the shore, and as he went closer, he saw the figure hold up his hand as a sort of warning. The man took it as a sign to stop fishing, and later that night, a horrible storm hit, and had he been out in the water, he would have died straight away. So he always credits the grey man for saving his life. Heart getting too warm. Getting too full. Filling our number 7 slot is the submerged car. Now back in March of 2015, EMTs rushed to the scene of a car accident. The car had been overturned in an icy river, and when the responders got there, they found a woman in the front and a baby strapped in the back. Now the car itself was hanging upside down in ice cold water, meaning the front 2 seats were completely submerged, while the back still had some way to go, if you can kind of imagine what I mean. When rescuers got into the water, they realized the mother was already dead, yet they heard an adult voice coming from the car, and it kept saying help. Officer Jared Warner was one of the first people to reach the car, and he said him and 4 other people all got together and spoke about it, and it's not like they all imagined the same thing. They all definitely heard the voice. One of the team members even responded at the time saying, "We're trying our best to get in there." Baby Lily actually managed to survive the ordeal despite being in the car for 14 hours without food or water and being upside down with icy water just flowing right below her head. Miracles, you guys. Miracles do come true. That's not a saying. Miracles come true. That's not a saying. Now at number 6 is the sister. So this one was submitted by Princess Leia back in 2009, and she said when she was 23 years old, she moved in with one of her best friends. Her friend had a sister who had died recently, and he sort of had a shrine dedicated to her in his house. It was a big bookcase with pictures of her, poems she'd written, a glass crucifix, and some candles. And every day he would sort of do a ritual where he'd take a shot of tequila in front of her and listen to one of her favorite songs. He went on to tell Leah that as long as she lived in that house, that his sister would always protect her. Skeptical, but she went along with it anyways to make him happy. One night while her friend was at work, she was at home when her abusive ex called her. The ex had also been friends with her friend, so he knew where they lived and he really wanted to see her and happened to be in the neighborhood. Leah said she didn't want to see him and went about locking all the doors in the house, but her ex had already climbed into her friend's bedroom through his window.
This nigga is crazy.
He had a knife and chased her into the living room and attempted to rape her. Leah was crying, and when he got on top of her, all of a sudden the bookcase started shaking and all the candles went out. The glass crucifix flew off the shelf and hit him in the back, and then the stereo came on and started blasting the sister's favorite song. Freaked the hell out, the ex got up and ran out of the house and never bothered her
That
again.
is creepy.
The story makes me sick to my stomach because of this ex,
yeah, that ex is
trash,
crazy.
complete trash. But B, I'm so glad the sister ghost was there. Yes, girls supporting girls. I'm lame. Coming in at number 5 is the Christmas Miracle.
Yeah, you
this
corny baby, but I love it.
My heart, you guys. I'm really about it. I love it. Either way, so this one took place on Christmas Eve in Shropshire back in 2016. Jane Reynolds and her 2 sons were at home sleeping when at 4 a.m. an unknown force ripped her duvet off her and started shaking her. Before she could even properly wake up and know what on earth was going on, she heard a child screaming and a banging noise. Now she didn't recognize the voice of the child screaming, but she rushed downstairs to check on her boys, and 4-year-old Ethan was asleep while 18-month-old George was choking and struggling to breathe. She quickly patted him and cleared his airway, but when paramedics showed up, they told Jane how lucky she was she had gotten to him in time. Even though it wasn't her, it was the force or ghost that had woken her up. Curious, she decided to do some digging and speak to her elderly neighbor, who told her 50 years prior a baby had died in his sleep in their house, and the parents were so heartbroken they moved out. So I'm pretty sure the ghost of that baby helped save little baby George. Babies unite. At number 4 is Dolly Parton. Honestly, her
Shit, what
story isn't
happened?
massively shocking or scary enough to earn her spot number 4, but I kind of just put her here because she's Dolly Parton. Either way, I'm sure we all know who she is. She appeared on Hannah Montana. She's a massive country singer. You guys get the gist. Now, throughout her many interviews, she claims she's protected by both her late grandmothers, and she even has proof. One day, she had a performance in Salt Lake City, so that night, as she was going to leave for the airport, she saw her grandma's ghost in the corner of her room saying, "Don't catch the plane," over and over again. Spooked out, but still trusting her, she decided to take her advice and switch flights.
Exactly.
And it's a good thing she did, because the flight she was meant to get on ended up crashing, killing every single person aboard. Thank you, grandmas, for keeping me alive.
Shout out to Granny.
Filling our number 3 slot is Inception. Literally, this one is
The
Inception because it's like a ghost saves a ghost. Hear me out, you guys. A few years ago, 50-year-old Sonia Burton had a heart attack and was clinically dead for a good 56 minutes. That day was so normal, it just didn't make sense. She went to work at the bingo hall. I mean, what a cute old woman job. Like, of course she works at a bingo hall. Either way, as her shift started, she felt a sharp shooting pain in her chest and then collapsed. Paramedics got there ASAP Rocky and worked hard to save her life while she was being transported to the hospital. While she was dead, Sonia claimed she was about to go into the light, so to speak, when she met and saw her late husband. He told her, "It's not your time, Sonia. Go back to the children." And miraculously, 1 minute later, she woke up in the hospital, despite being dead for basically an hour. Essentially, her ghost or spirit met her husband's ghost or spirit, and he was like, "Yo, get back down there. Ghosts, unite." I love it. Now, number 2 is NASCAR. Don't we all love a bit of race car driving? Yes, we do. Either way, many of you may have heard of this story already, but if you haven't, grab your popcorn, folks. 15 years ago, Dale Earnhardt Jr. got into a really bad accident, and he believes he survived it because of a ghost. On the 18th of July 2004, Dale's Corvette spun off the track during a warm-up and then hit the barriers and caught fire. The camera footage shows him sitting motionless in the car before it combusts, and then we see him crawling out of the car. Despite looking like he crawled himself, Dale is adamant that someone pulled him out of the car. Initially, he thought it was a corner worker or something, since he felt hands under his armpits pulling him out, but that never happened, as the footage shows. He's sure that he didn't climb out himself. He remembered sort of moving or trying to move, but then something grabbed him and just pulled him over the door bars and then let him fall to the ground. I mean, despite suffering from second-degree burns and a whole host of injuries, this ghost did well. Nothing is united here, so unfortunately I can't do my catchphrase. And finally, at number 1 is the shoe. Back in June of 1994, Christine Skubish and her 3-year-old son Nick left Sacramento to start a new chapter in their lives. Sadly, on the way there, Christine fell asleep while driving and crashed into an embankment 40 feet below the road. It's believed Christine pretty much died instantly, but miraculously Nick survived. Now get this, 4 days later, a Sacramento local, Deborah Hoyt, was awoken early in the morning and felt this strange need like she had to leave the house straight away. On Highway 50, Deborah and her husband found the naked body of a woman lying on the side of the road, and they called police immediately. And that body they saw, that was Christine. But when the authorities got there, they found no woman lying anywhere. Instead, they found a child's tennis shoe which led them to the car. Nick was dehydrated, he had turned blue from hypothermia, and the deputy found him in the passenger seat of the car next to Christine's body. So how on earth did Deborah and her husband claim they saw her body? It's not like her dead body moved from the car to the road. And Nick never even left the car, so how did his shoe magically get up there? Many believe Christine's ghost made one last effort to save Nick by appearing as an apparition on the road, and also, I guess, transporting his shoe onto the road. Who knows? But I'm pretty sure Deborah's a mum and Christina's a mum, so mothers unite. And that's it for today's video, guys.
Alright, y'all, great video. Thank y'all so much for requesting it. Shout out to my top 10 bae. That's her name, top 10 bae. It was a good video though, man. Me personally, do I believe in ghosts? Yes, but I mean, that's your spirit, that's your soul. I don't necessarily call them ghosts, you know what I'm saying? That's your spirit, that's your soul. Like I said, we can't pick up on them, but I believe the spirit world is probably here too. It's just we can't pick up on their vibrations and their frequencies. You know what I'm saying? Animals and things, I think, can. Just like they have a dog whistle. You blow a dog whistle, we can't hear it. our senses can't pick up on that frequency. Whatever vibration, whatever frequency is in that dog whistle, we can't hear it, we can't see it, we can't do anything, but dogs and other animals can. So they can pick up on that frequency, but we can't. See what I'm saying? Think about that. Think about that. That's a perfect example for something you can't hear. I'm telling you, ghosts, demons, angels, it don't matter, whatever you want to call them. Aliens, I believe they're all just on a different frequency, so we can't see it. But I think that they can be seen if they want to be seen. But I don't know nothing about nothing. Let me know what y'all thought down in the comments. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I'm going to see y'all next time. Peace.